Good damn afternoon, Americans. Jericho Green here with you once again. People, I'm making baby steps. I'm taking the baby steps, guys. I'm learning this computer shit. Shout out to my people, Shant and Gabe, the same guys I do Double Impact with every Wednesday night, which we did last night. Great talking about Rambo First Blood Part 1. Next week will be Rambo First Blood Part 2. But there's a reason that I picked that kick. Not only is it from one of the greatest kung fu movies ever made by one of the greatest kung fu actors ever, but just the rage in that kick, the power, the ferocity. And if you've seen the movie, you know Han earned it. That's the bad guy's name, Han. But man, oh man, he kicked the shit out of that dude. And that was hilarious. And I'm going to explain to you why I picked that in a little more detail. But before I do, Noble Gold Investments is pleased to let you know that gold was the best investment for the class of 2022. Real estate, crypto, stocks, and bonds, gold outperformed all of them in 2022. Noble Gold Investments helped thousands of clients buy real physical gold. According to longtermtrends.net, gold outperformed the S&P 500, Dow, and Bitcoin in 2022. Had you invested in the S&P 500 a year ago, you would have been down more than 20%. If you invested in crypto a year ago, you'd be down more than 65%. And if you invested in the Dow a year ago, you'd be down almost 10. Yes, gold has outperformed them all in 2022, and silver was not too far behind. So what are you waiting for? Join the thousands of others by opening a gold IRA or silver IRA with Noble Gold Investments. Invest in Noble Gold Investments before the end of this month, and you'll bag a free quarter-ounce American Gold Eagle coin with every qualified IRA of $50,000 or more. You can't go wrong with Noble Gold Investments and their thousands of five-star reviews. Call Noble Gold Investments, 877-646-5347 for no-pressure consultation, only conversation. Yes, that's 877-646-5347. If you're not ready to invest, download the Noble Gold Investment Guide. Scroll down below and you'll find the link in the description box. For mobile users, click the More button to find the link. And of course, there's always a risk when you're investing. There's no guarantee of any kind. So now that we got the business out of the way, let me explain to you guys why I picked that clip of Bruce Lee kicking the holy shit out of Han. Now, Han was a bad dude, but Han represents something. Han, to us, to me, I think, to me for sure, but maybe to some of you as well. Han, the person they're getting kicked, is the last 3 years. Han is the sweet and sour sniffles, the lockdowns and shit that came with it, the ridicule, the admonishment, the being cut off from people you thought you were friends with or relatives you're related to, all their bullshit comments, all the conspiracy theories, all you 4chan crazy bastards, you non-believers, you science deniers, you climate deniers, you nationalists, you racists, you coons, you sellouts. These high-ass taxes, inflation, gas prices, food shortages, them dumping out baby formula in the fucking desert. The woke bullshit. You trying to convince me that it's okay for a dude dressed like a cartoonish woman to shake his dick in front of my kids at the library. This is men being women. This is chest feeders, birthing people. This is the bullshit we dealt with all through Trump's presidency up until this day. This is Bidenist pervertus, misspeaking, being half brain dead. Kamala, Nancy Pelosi, and her giant liver spotted titties. All of them, the leftists, the AOCs, the squad, the four hordes of the apocalypse, as I call them, rhinos, all the bad shit. All of that shit is put inside of the man Han in this video. And this is what we want to do to them all. How cool would this be? What'd you say to me? I mean, how fun would that be? Now, I'm not condoning violence. Here at Jericho Green Enterprises, we do not condone violence. But how fun would that be? Come here, you purple-haired, soft handshake, shit-talking, weak-ass, couldn't cut your way out of a wet paper bag with scissors in your fucking hands. Come here. Come here. Bam! I love that kick. I used to rewind that shit all the time as a kid watching that. He kicked the fuck out of Han. But Han was a bad dude. He deserved it. And I don't mean like Corn Pop was a bad dude. I mean, Han was a real bad dude. He was drugging and killing women and killing people and selling drugs and murder, all this shit. He was a bad guy. He was a real bad guy. So he deserved it. Now, I'm not saying you should kick the shit out of somebody in your life. I'm just saying, how fun would it be? So let's see who popped that super chat cherry. Welcome, you guys. Thank you all for being here. D-Light, groove is in the heart. Thank you. We're going to talk about Neck Buddy. Great. Just remember, you started it. You started it. You just typed the word Neck Buddy, the words Neck Buddy that I now had to read. So technically, D-Light, you started it. But I still thank you. I still thank you for your super chat, for breaking the financial hymen. Right? I got a couple more in here. We'll get to them. I'll get to you. Dang, here we go. Boom. Justin Desroches, thank you. Maybe Fetterman is too play for Neck Buddy. Could be a lover's quarrel. And here we go. Here we go. Top down, flying down the play highway. Top speeds. Jeff Gray, thank you. First member today of the Twomsky Club. Good day, Jericho Green. What was going on with Kamala Harris's neck? She looked like a dragon breathing out of some gills. Where did that happen? I saw her talking about she wants to run. If Joe runs, and I run. I saw that shit, but I didn't see anything. I didn't see anything wrong or unusual about her neck. J954, thank you. Damn, JG, you looking cold AF with the BMW fit, cuz. That's what I do, man. That's what I do. Not that kind of do. You guys. Yeah, I don't know what happened with Kamala's neck, how it's more unusual than usual. But I do know. Well, I know two things. I know Ivan Adams is right. Please like and sub. Check that notification. I know that. And I know that she said, well, he runs, I run. Great. So they're going to, what did the kids say? Run it back. Those two are going to try to do a back-to-back championship. Hoser, thank you. Butt whooping is an educational endeavor. It is. Some people need it. Some people don't. We're going to leave it at that. Some bitch. So let's address the thumbnail. That is not John Fetterman. I know some of you might think so. That is not John Fetterman. That is actually a cartoon depiction of, I guess that's the only way it's depicted. It's Peter Griffin from Family Guy. It is not, I repeat, is not John Fetterneck or Neck. No, Neck is not in his real name. John Fetterman, that's what I meant. The newly elected senator for the state of Pennsylvania. And I'll stand by this. The people of Pennsylvania are a little smarter than everybody else because everybody else is out here getting one senator per election. But clearly, Pennsylvania got two. Mr. Kojak, who loves you, baby, in Men in Black style, her skin suit is having problems. Oh, she getting the neck thing? Does she need to hydrate? Does she need to drink some sugar water like the dude in Men in Black? Somebody get her a sugar water, mostly sugar. Here's Brian King B. Falcon keeping the ball in the air. You know, you see those concerts and somebody puts a beach ball out there and everybody's trying to keep it in the air. Here he goes with, "What's up, players and playettes?" Don't stoke the fires. Don't stoke the flames of play. You know that shit gets out of hand like that. Like that. See, I told you. Here we go. Sister Shirley, I'm a proud JG playette. See what you did? I put this squarely on the soldiers of Brian King B. Falcon. You know better, man. You know better. You better do better. Spunbang 65. That's right. Sugar and water. Hey, give me some water. That's what the guy sounded like. I'd buy that for $1. Arun Faye, you're right. LOL, Neck Buddy can only be play. True. That only exists in the world of play. Flowers Mama living the play life. You guys knock this shit off. Look, let me tell you guys something. If you're new to this and you don't know where play comes from, it comes from all the same place as all the other dumb shit we talk about from Bidens Pervertus. He said in one of his speeches, look, I don't mean to be play. I don't know what that means. Please translate. Tammy A, she says, your sternum is pleural. So this goes back to last night because Tammy A was on the show, Double Impact. And there was a scene where Rambo, when he's beating his way out of the police department, he's fucking up all the deputies. There's one guy, he jumps up on like a bar and he swings and gives this dude a double front kick to his sternum. And we were, Gabe was asking what the technical term or the medical term was for basically making your sternum into more than one sternum, and that was the word, plural, but not like more than one, but like your sternum's fucked up. So she worked play into that. See that? I told you, you guys get crazy with this play shit. Spunberry 65, stop playing with yourself. You shouldn't have to say that. You shouldn't have to tell people that. Yeah, pleura. That's what it is. Thank you, Tammy. Pleura. Chris C, protect your neck. Both of them. I think that needs to be updated to protect all your necks. Jay Hunter, hating. You guys are something else. But anyway, unfortunately, I had to title this live stream Neck Buddy Down because apparently John Fetterneck has been hospitalized due to, I don't need to use too much creativity when finding stories and stuff because the real story is much more hilarious than I could ever come up with. He was hospitalized for lightheadedness. Thank you, content gods. You've arranged your blessings down upon me once again. I thank you, thank you, Slarson 280 got him in the solar plexus. Oh boy. You guys, you motherfuckers. Rome 13, I know you got something to say about this. I thought I saw something up here from Rome 13. I think it was the Playboy Mansion. This is some good shit. Good shit. All right, we got another super duper in this bitch. Space Truckin' LLC. Thank you for the Hamilton. Greetings, JG and fellow Americans. We're almost at cruising altitude and we'll be traveling at a speed of Mach play for the duration of the flight. This is your captain speaking. Thank you for that, Space Truckin' LLC. And we thought we thought the Play Express was slowing down. Oh, it's not. Oh, J954, that was him. Okay. Oh, you must have had her name in the comment. That's what I thought. All right. That credit for the Playboy Mansion goes to J954. Oh man. Okay. We got to get started at some point because you guys keep fucking around in here. And I'm not gonna. Lord German has been, case in point, play is gonna play. They sure will. So, what else? Fetterneck, he's down from lightheadedness. Sometimes the jokes write themselves. And a new study shows that masks don't work. Do we need a new study for that? Do we need that? I think you and I knew that from the beginning. Look at this shit. I asked you guys to stop. Patrick Aller says, I pledge allegiance to the flag. Ranson Shan said, Neck Buddy had a pilgrimage. Oh, now, I'm going to try to get back to work. Also, the Nord Stream 2. Remember the underwater pipeline? Iron Bully Guy, don't forget about Kid and Play. I met Christopher Kid Reeves, right? Isn't that his name? Anyway, I met Kid. I was at a club one time and he was doing comedy, hella funny. And afterwards, he went to the bar. So after the show, I went to get a drink and then he was just sitting there by himself. Nobody was talking to him. I was like, fuck, I'm gonna go say what's up. To Kid. Hey, Kid. And yeah, it was real cool. Rebel Without a Reason. It's a playground in here. Thank you. Anyway, so the Nord Stream 2, remember the underwater pipeline that got exploded and fingers were pointed. People were saying we did it. We were saying Russia might have did it. But speaking of Russia, they have some stern words for us. Well, indirectly, they didn't say America, you, but they said whoever did this needs to be punished. And apparently some Nobel Prize winning journalist came out and said he had some anonymous sources that tell him the U.S. Navy planted explosives there and remotely detonated them. We'll see. And like I mentioned before, Kamala says, if Sloppy Joe runs, I'm running. Great. Just great. And then I found some more corn and peanuts in that pile of shit called the State of the Union address. Just a few. I think I found 3 timestamps. But some very telling things in here. And it's weird because and I don't want this to be true. It can't be true. It's the federal government. They wouldn't. No, they would. Would they? Because he's mentioning Big Pharma in this State of the Union address. And he's saying, Big Pharma and their profits, and they don't give a shit. But you were doing your best to shove Big Pharma up our ass and in our arms. Remember? What's the company? The Pfizer? Pfizer, Moderna. Anyway, we'll go through those real quick. Hash it out. Nothing big. I just want to go over because it's so damn stupid that before he's couldn't get Big Pharma into us fast enough, and now Big Pharma bad. No, Big Pharma, you need to be punished. Andrew Justice, you play, you pay. That's right, man. That's right, man. So, just a couple questions. I'm simple-minded, so sometimes I need you guys to walk me through this and help me out. Okay. So here we go. And don't forget mygreengear.com. I'll put the link. I'll put my Linktree link in here, and the Linktree link has everything. It has everything in it, okay? Including, you know what? No. We're just going to do just the mygreengear.com link. We're going to keep it nice and simple. Here it is. I'm going to pin that bitch to the top. Boom. Get it. So let's see here. And I hate to do this. You know, I hate to make you guys listen to this old bastard, but sometimes we got to do it. You know, I hate to make you guys. Quiet me. Quiet. No, not that one. This one. Boom. So here we go. Good thing I got the timestamp so I don't got to fish through this shit a second time. But right from the beginning, because you know the left, they love the doom and gloom, the emotions. Remember, all you need to win an election is an emotional topic and repetition, okay? And this is what we're going to get here. First, we start with the emotions, okay? Doom and gloom.
Lay in bed at night like my dad did, staring at the ceiling, wondering what in God's name's happened. If your spouse gets cancer, or your child gets deadly ill, or something.
Parents, do you lay in bed at night wondering what you would do if your family got deathly ill or they got cancer and you couldn't pay the bills? Is that something you think about under normal circumstances? If it's happening to you, unfortunately, then yes, you're going to be laying in bed at night thinking about that. But your normal day-to-day, you're not sitting in bed, not able to fall asleep, like my dad. Because he's just a good old boy, just like the rest of you. Puts his boots on one at a time. He puts his veiny Mr. Burns-like legs into his pants one at a time, just like you, brother. Every interaction with Joe Biden's father was like, hey, son, why don't we go out there and toss back that baseball, and I'll drop some knowledge on you. Like his dad only talked to him in colloquialisms. Well, son, if you want to, like, get the fuck out of here. You're not one of us. You're not a normal person. He said that throughout the speech. I get it. I get it. No, you fucking don't. You never worked in the private sector. You've always been a crook, an elected politician.
Or your child gets deadly ill, or something happens to you. Are you going to get money to pay for those medical bills? Or are you going to have to sell the house or try to get a second mortgage on it? I get it.
Really? When's the last time sloppy Joe Biden's had a second mortgage taken out on his home? When?
I get it. The Inflation Reduction Act that I signed into law.
Blah, 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 bullshit.
Powerful interest.
Blah, blah, blah. Here we go.
Oh, you may get up to $13. But Big Pharma has been unfairly charging people hundreds of dollars, $400 to $500 a month, making record profits. Not anymore.
There it goes. There's one of his lines. I told you yesterday. Not anymore. Not on my watch. Folks, listen up. Anthony DeRosa, which home, JD? Good point. The one in Delaware, the one in Martha's Vineyard, the one on the West Coast. You never know. But right there, Big Pharma, they've been unfairly charging. You've been taking advantage of sick people. You are the devil. No. Not the satanic ritual you witnessed the other night at the Grammys. No, not that. I mean the actual devil. You are that, Big Pharma. And what have they been preaching to us for the last 3 years? Take this juice from Big Pharma, the biggest of pharmas. So the last 3 years, pharma here, take it, lick it, suck it, poke it, inject it, eat it. Everything. Pokety, poke, wherever you turn. If you don't get poked, you can't have this. And if you don't get poked, you kill this person. And you hate your neighbors and you're a piece of shit. Poke. People bragging, I got poked 3 times, and then they pass out. But anyway, so you've been trying to bend us over and take away our airtight integrity of our anuses with Big Pharma. But now in your State of the Union bullshit, Big Pharma bad. Big Pharma take advantage. Sick old lady. Me no like Pharma. Piece of shit. Let's go on to lie number 3. Well, like my dad used to say, laying in bed at night wondering, oh, my family. Fuck up. Not anymore.
Look, there are millions of other Americans who are not on Medicare, including.
And then hold up. So you have him saying, look, look, that's what he said. Like, look, folks, look, hey, I'm one of you, right? I roll my sleeve up. I get in there. I get dirty. I got calluses on my hand. Look, folks, look. And when they said that, they cut to Bernie Sanders sitting in the audience with a mask on. So which one is it? Are we done with the sweet and sour sniffles, or do we still need to wear a mask around large groups? Because Bernie Sanders, you listen to me, I'm Bernie Sanders. And if I say put a fucking diaper on your face, you put a diaper over your face. So Bernie thinks you still need him because he's wearing one. But then, as I mentioned yesterday, Biden walked down shaking multiple hands and kissing 4 women on the cheek on the way to the podium for the State of the Union bullshit talk. So which one is it? Sweet and sour sniffles over, or we should still wear masks indoors around big groups or whatever the fuck, whatever reason Sanders is wearing his mask now. Amanda Mitchell, that's right, you dog face pony soldier. Hey, you want fighting words? Because we all grew up on the playground knowing that shit, right? Oh, look at this. The AR-702. Niners are gay AF. Gay. What does that say? It's not how you spell gay. So I'm going to ask you the same thing I ask everybody who talks shit about my team. Who's your team? And if it's not somebody that made it to the playoffs, don't answer that question. So watch him say, I think the last person was the Texans. Somebody was in here talking shit about my team, and their team was the Texans. Man, please. Anyway, so Bernie didn't get the message. He didn't. Because I'm still gonna wear my diaper over my face. And I'm so old that sometimes I get confused and I grab an actual diaper that I wore in bed last night because of my incontinence. So that's 1, 2, 3. Let's go to lie number 4, shall we? Can we go to our 4th and final lie?
Including 200,000 young people with type 1 diabetes and these
instances. So you guys tell me what this says.
Make no mistake.
Oh, hey, he's yelling. You guys better tighten up. He's yelling. He's yelling now. Make no mistake. What you got, liar?
Anything to raise the cost of Brazilian jobs, I will veto it.
I'm sorry. What?
Make no mistake.
Uh-huh.
If you try anything to raise the cost of Brazilian jobs, I will veto it.
If you try anything to raise the cost of what? Oh, authentically Kennedy. Girl, you missed it. I had a countdown, a 30-second countdown in the beginning. I played a clip from a movie. Authentically Kennedy. We made it. Make no mistake. So let's get back to the translation portion of the show. Please tell me what he says. He says, if you try to raise the price of, insert English here. Let's see. You guys help me out. Go back 10 seconds. Hit it.
Make no mistake.
Uh-huh.
If you try anything to raise the cost of Brazilian jobs, I will veto it.
What was that? One more time. If you try anything to raise the cost of, I will veto it. Here we go. One more time. One more again, as they say. Sloppy Joe, what you got for me, player?
Football coach used to say, lots of luck in your senior year.
They didn't even have football when you were that age.
Mistake. If you try anything to raise the cost of Brazilian jobs, I will veto it.
So if you try anything to raise the cost of I will veto it. Well, no shit. Every president in the past has obviously vetoed. We know that. Now, we know what he meant to say. prescription drugs, right? Because he was just talking about prescription drug costs. But that's not what came out. Nancy Anderson, I think she has the right answer. She says it's prescription drugs. Obviously, this comment section is high on prescription drugs. But he said, if you try anything, listen to me, you son of a bitch. If you try anything to raise the cost of prescription, I will veto it. Now, this is something we all grow up knowing. Boys, what were you always told? Don't hit, right? You're not supposed to hit. You know that shit. You hit other boys, but don't hit. Okay, ladies, your mom, she taught you the ways of a woman, how to take care of your. She take you to the gynecologist, take you to get, the pads, all the girly stuff when you have the time in the month with your. And hopefully you had a father in your life and a good mother to tell you don't give your away to anybody, just anyone. Make sure you love them first, right? Fellas, don't stick your into anything that walks. You know better than that. We got a real problem with being controlled by our obviously. What did Lincoln say? 4 and ago. This man's just teaching us history. So bottom line, sticks and stones may break your bones, but will never hurt you. Stop me when I'm lying. Because if you try anything to raise the cost of I will veto it. And what do these fools do? What do these trained fucking SEALs do? They all start clapping. They didn't understand what the fuck just came out of his mouth, because none of us did. But they get up and start clapping anyway. Don't stop. You know that song? Is that Journey? I love that song. Joe Biden's last brain cell. I'm so glad that you're whole. You got to be the strongest brain cell in human history. Because you're like Spider-Man in that movie where the ferry got split in half and somehow Spider-Man is strong enough to hold 2 halves of a fucking giant ship together. But that's Joe Biden's brain cell. That's his brain cell. That is Joe Biden. That thing is holding it all together. Right? See if I can find you a visual. Oh, that's how you spell that word. There we go. Let me share the screen with you. So, because I want you guys to really understand what I'm trying to say. I like to paint a picture. This is Joe Biden's last brain cell. You see, the ship is split in half, and he's like, trying to hold it back together so all those people don't die. This is Joe Biden's last brain cell, hard at work, trying to hold it all together. So I thank you, Joe Biden's last brain cell. And thank you for the super chat. Sorry, Jericho. I had to train some new brain cells last night. That's why you've been away. Don't ever apologize for that, because anything to up his brain power and his cognitive ability, I support. You don't owe me an explanation for that. If anything, please get back to work. Please get back to work. Make as many of you as possible Joe Biden's last brain cell. Oh, man. So that's basically what I wanted to say. Just, Voss Camp, thank you for the Twompski. Sir, that was German. Kerr Ammo doesn't speak German. Hey, Kerr Ammo, what's up? Haven't heard from you in a while, man. Appreciate you dropping in. My man Voss, known him for a while. He's been a fan of the channel, a supporter of the channel for a long time. Appreciate it. Zot was German. Reverend. If he would just end every speech with that, then we would just, oh man, okay, I get it. You're the guy from Blazing Saddles. I get it. So we forgive everything that just came out of your mouth. Reverend. What the hell was that? Hold on. Is there one more? Yep. LDS, German Shepherd Boy, thank you. Senator Mike Lee's expression when he heard that is everyone's reaction. Was he like, what the fuck was that? And that's what any normal person would say. But when you're one of these trained idiots, you know, you got to stand up and clap, even for dumb shit you didn't even understand. Oh, no way. I'm Jake, says Jericho. I saw someone walking around Safeway with their phone up to their ear listening to Bill Gates speak. Oh, man. I hope you stayed away from them. Now, that's when you need social distancing. Those kind of people, if you could just give us a sign, wear a t-shirt or something or a hat, or let us know that you're listening to Bill Gates speak or you're listening to NPR or something, then we know to give you 6 feet. That'd be great. That's wonderful. I'm glad that you heard that. So you know, oh, that lady's an idiot. Let me stay away from her. Let me give her a wide berth. That's where you need social distancing from dummies like that. That's another thing with that stupid sweet and sour sniffles bullshit. Social distancing. The COVID, the sweet and sour sniffles that can't hear. Oh, you're more than 6 feet away. Oh man, if you were just an inch closer, I would infect you. But you are more than 6 feet. Can't reach you. Because viruses, man-made or otherwise, cannot travel more than 6 feet. Charles Barker, Joe working on affordable housing, one $49,000 a month place at a time. Oh man. Yeah, hell yeah. Well, if they had it their way, everything would be that expensive. Why? So we couldn't afford to live there, so we couldn't be near them. That's what they want. They want them and these super high towers, these castles up on a hill that are impenetrable. You commoners can never reach us up here. They could have they could be like on an island with like rocks and the evil crashing waves around it, and you can't get close, or the waves will smash you, they'll dash you against the boulders. Like that kind of stuff. If we couldn't reach them, they would love that, because then they could just rule with impunity from miles away. You can never reach them. Just like they do now with the fencing around the Capitol. What? Huh? Pump those brakes? What do you mean? What the fuck are you doing? The fuck are you doing putting a fence between us? You work for me. That's like putting a fence around your job and your boss shows up and you can't get in. Like, what the fuck are you doing? That's me. That's mine over there. No, not anymore. Hadn't done. Got a big ass barrier in between us. So weird. It's almost like you guys are doing stuff there you don't want us to know about. Anyway, I'm just talking crazy. Oh, Kamala, what'd you say, dummy? Huh? Or you know what? Forget about Kamala. We got some real serious shit to deal with. Okay. One of our senators is under the weather. So let's see. Fetterman Hospital. No, what happened? Oh, speaking of NPR, let's read NPR's article on this. I'm sure it'll be really nice, and they'll be really kind to their boy, John Fetterman, a.k.a. Neck Buddy, a.k.a. John Fetterneck. Dave Bloke, evening from England. Oh, thank you, there. I'm so glad you're here. You've joined us. Okay, it says Senator John Fetterman spends the night in the hospital after feeling lightheaded. He must have been really lightheaded because he has two heads. Here we go. One night after attending the State of the Union address with other members of Congress, Senator John Fetterman, Democrat, Pennsylvania, spent last night in the hospital. His office says Fetterman reported feeling lightheaded on Wednesday and was kept overnight for observation. The senator is in good spirits and has been talking with his staff and family, his office said. Fetterman was at a Senate Democrat retreat when he started feeling unwell. His communications director, Joe Calvello, said in a statement to journalists that retreat was reportedly held at the Library of Congress. You talk about a busy person. You talk about somebody who's busier than a one-legged man in an ass-kicking contest. John Fetterman's communications director. So somehow I got to communicate with you, figure out what you're trying to get through your mouth out of that head of yours, and then I got to translate that to the people? That dude, he deserves a medal. That dude deserves a medal, a statue, all that shit, because he is working hard. A retreat, what does that mean? They were just hanging out, having a good time. He ain't even done shit yet. He left and called his staff, who picked him up and drove him to George Washington University Hospital, Calvello said. Fetterman's health has been a running undercurrent to his rise to the Senate. Fetterman's health has been a running undercurrent. Instead of saying he suffered a stroke in May and he can't talk right and he can't understand words. Because in the debate with Dr. Oz, they explained that before, that they had a teleprompter with real big words because he had a problem understanding. Yeah, Bam Bam Bigelow. Fetterman has another 6 years to go. We haven't even got off the ground yet. February, first term. It's a month in to his first term. Uh-oh. And is he going to make it 6 years? Do you really think John Fetterman is going to make it 6 years in the Senate? And I don't mean like, is he going to die? But is he going to be able to make it? He sat through one State of the Union and got lightheaded. Welcome to our world. And you times that by 2 because he has his head, and then Neck Buddy's head was lightheaded too. Oh, John, I'm feeling faint, John. How about you? I feel everything spinning around me. Oh, tell them to take us to the hospital, John. I feel so faint. Will somebody come help me? But he got one of those life alerts around his neck, his big ass neck. And I'm not making fun of the guy. I'm not making fun of him being in the hospital so much as I'm making fun of the fact that he is a fucking senator and he had a stroke less than a year ago. Like 6 months ago. That's what I'm making fun of. I'm making fun of the people who are supposed to care about him, his wife, and his team. And you push this button under it out on the stage to run for the fucking state senate. Button under it. You light a match around him, he gets scared. That's who I'm making fun of. Because that is absolutely ridiculous that you would put someone in that situation. Your wife? That's supposed to be the ultimate homie, the ultimate person to have your back against. So it's me and you against the world, girl. And you push me to do this shit? Heidi Booth, we need 2 oxygen tanks. Yes. A regular size one, maybe a big one. You need like one of those acetylene size, like for welding. That's the kind of size oxygen tank you need for him. And then get Neck Buddy like a little one. If you can make like a little tiny, like a 2-inch tank for Neck Buddy, because you don't want to give him too much oxygen. Mads, burn down Bill Gates' soy farm. I guarantee you, Bill Gates' farmland and factories and shit will not burn down. 100,000, 200,000 chickens, pigs going up in flames and shit. Yes. Bill Gates' shit? No. Hell no. China's shit? No. Again, what the fuck would you let China buy farmland here. Any country, really. Fuck them all. You can pay us to grow shit for you on our land, but we're not going to sell you property in our country. That just seems dumb. And it seems extra dumb to let China buy property here. Because there's no way, and I mean this, there's no way China would buy fertile land here, fertile farmland here in America, and poison it so it can't produce anything. They would never do that. Never. Just a man evaluating stuff. Me too. I just learned Bill Gates owns all the farms where the potatoes for McDonald's are grown. He is Mr. Potato. He's loving it. Go ahead. If you want to own the farmland to make that shit, fine. But I bet you none of his potato crops will burn. I bet you no McDonald's processing plants, no McDonald's potato factories, French fry factories are going to burn. Those will be fine. They ain't going to fuck with his money. But some regular farmer, some American company, your shit's up in flames. Cannonballer 2020, I thank you. Hey, Uncle Jericho, my 23-year-old son wants a very expensive computer, and he said maybe he can identify as a 7-year-old girl and call Joe or Hunter to get some money from them. Well, the only problem is if you call one of those two, you're going to get more than money, if you know what I mean. But I'm sure if you could set up some kind of profile, like some To Catch a Predator shit, and you communicate back and forth with them, I'm sure they'll send you some money. Hi, Mr. Biden. That's Biden coming to his computer. Hello, Mr. Biden. I'm a 7-year-old. That's Biden. I'm a little kid. Biden. My 3rd grade class. There he comes. Hunter. So yesterday I was smoking crack. There's Hunter to his computer. Do you have any left? Send. This year, when I go into the 4th grade, here comes Biden to the computer. Go on. Oh, what'd you do this summer? Tell me all about your water activities and the swimming pool, your bathing suit. My dad told me when I turned 8, there he comes. And when he runs past, like papers are blowing and shit, people's hair, neckties are blowing in the wind. Never seen Biden move that fast in my life. And staff's like, we have. Every time they bring a 5th grade class up, fucking field trip. The 5th graders are here. Papers, everything. Fuck, he's fast. That boy is quick. That's how you get him. That's how you get Biden to speak clearly. Mr. Biden, we went to a barbershop, one of those kid barbershops where the kids sit in like little trucks and princess wagons and shit to get their haircut. We swept the floor and we have the contents in this Ziploc bag. If you can tell us the truth in your next speech and not mess up, you can have it. Yeah. No problem. No problem. Here, I'll do a speech right now. Good evening, America. My name is Joseph Biden. I'm a resident of 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. Let me start by telling you my plan. Wow, how do you do that? Before he's like, and if you try anything to raise the price of, I'll veto it. But now he's like, questions, anyone? Media, any questions? Are you sure? You want to talk about the balloon? You want to talk about inflation, the border? I'm getting Kamala down there next week. What Biden is this? Where did this clear talking, concise son of a bitch come from? We've been used to Quaker Oats for brains. Wilford Brimley, Quaker oatmeal for brains. This guy. It's almost like the same Biden who was talking to those people, what was it, 5-6 years ago or something, about how he withheld money from Ukraine until they fired the prosecutor. He was very clear and concise then. That brain was firing on all cylinders. Not this la 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 that we get now. Help me, guys. Help me, and then I can help you. So by helping me, you're helping you. Game Hinge Patriot, thank you for the $5 super sticker. Thank you, my friend. Joe Biden's last brain cell. I told you, man. You got more important work to do. But I thank you. Damn it, Jericho. I can't control Biden when he's like that. Yeah, then all of a sudden you're like, oh shit, where all these other brain cells come from? This guy, he's good. It's all about his motivation. Hey, Joe, if you don't lie to the American people in your next speech and you put our interests first, the American people will appreciate it. No, that's not good enough. What? You think I'm here for them? I'm not here for them. I'm here for the money and the follicles of the young. Old sweet Dick Malone. Thank you very much, man. Some of my people who are much smarter than I am when it comes to computer shit, they put me up on game. So now I'm going to have backdrops like that. I'm going to be a little thing up here in the corner to your right on the screen right. Little shit like that. We don't shit like that all the time. Let's see. That's called the background, huh? Look at me and all my technical terms. We can do that. We can go back at that. And then, let's see. Can change a little picture up there. So that was me shooting at the Florida Gun Club with and against one of the Navy SEALs. Well, that one. This is one of my merch lines here. Alpha Dog. But we'll go back to this one for today. So I'm learning, turning, and burning. And I'm going to have a different clips and stuff. You know, I'll be getting better. But yeah, I'm starting out here. Thank you for noticing. Thank you for noticing and validating my work, because what I need from the general public and like millions of people I don't even know is like validation. So thank you for validating me. Authentically Kennedy. Jill, I need a diaper change. And you know, it was refried bean night last night at the nursing home. Yeah, last night for dinner I had refried beans, yogurt, and some jalapenos. It's gonna be fun, Jill. I know, Jill. You want to get one of those breakfast tacos in there to come change my diaper. But no, I need you to do it, Jill, please. I'm not going to be able to lay here on this desk holding my legs up for much longer. Oh, Scott Clay says, damn it, JG, I'm eating chili. You were. You had to put that chili down. You know, Jill's eyes are going to be watering changing that diaper. Whoo! Her eyes are going to be watering. Just a man evaluating stuff. Thank you again. Biden is the only president that they had to build a fake Oval Office set for to give speeches. They say it was because the lighting wasn't good. No, he's not good. He's not good. The lighting is fine. You're the problem, you idiot. You idiot. He tackled that dude like Joe Montana. Joe Montana was a quarterback, you idiot. I said Joe Montana. Yeah, Mads, the lighting, right. Wetwork 57. You're right, Jericho. The White House is now a nursing home and insane asylum. Yeah, it's two for one. We take care of the elderly and the crazy, because this this building is full of the elderly and crazy. And one of them is elderly and crazy. You guess which one it is. You guess. You take a wild guess. My dad would say, I'll give you 3 guesses and the first 2 don't count. Greg McNeely. No more. Hold on. Comments jump. So active. No more good gun. You damn Americans. You're just the lowly pleasants playing a plutocracy. A plutocracy. Wait. A kleptocracy. Yeah, I'll do good gun again. It's just sometimes, the cup runneth over. It's got a lot of shit to get to. That's all. But I'll do it. Oh, I'll do it. Yeah. I'll do it. Poor thing. Poor guy. Poor Bidenus. Pervertus. Anthony DeRosa, well played. So, hey, hopefully, here's what I hope happens with Neck Buddy. I hope that he gets some kind of diagnosis and he's forced to step down. That would be the silver lining in this all. If he went there and the doctor was like, look, I know your shitty, evil ambitions, Mrs. Fetterman, but your husband's brain can't take it. He will die. He cannot do this job. It is my medical opinion that he stepped down as senator of Pennsylvania. And the Neck Buddy go, oh, what about me, doctor? Can I still be senator? Like, he won't do any talking. I will do all the talking, but I really love being senator. So we'll see. But that would be the best case scenario. No bullshit. If he is given a diagnosis to where he has to step down as senator, that would be great for the people of America and the people of Pennsylvania. For real. Willie B, I'm talking to you, man. He says, hey, I'm here in Pennsylvania. Yeah, man, it would be great for you too. You could get a senator whose brain is functioning who didn't have a stroke 6 months ago. And the terrible, awful people who pushed him out on that campaign trail. That's ridiculous. And that's real. So Nord Stream. What about that shit? So let me check. Let me show you this article in Reuters about this shit and about what Russia's saying. But first, Cannonballer 2020. I thank you for the Hamilton. Horrible thought and picture. Jill, Kamala, and starting an OnlyFans, making content. They already made content. Jill and Doug said, fuck it. You guys are too scared. We're going to kick this shit off. Sometimes you got to be pushed. And they were just like, right there. And I've seen people, comments online and shit. From this, and somebody said, from this angle, it looks like they're kissing on the cheek. Shut the fuck up. I've seen still frames of it where their lips are pressed together. That wasn't on the cheek. That was on the lips. Mwah. That shit was weird. Bam Bam Bigelow, 17th Amendment, Governor Shapiro can appoint replacement for Fetterman. So will it be Dr. Oz? Will they say, hey, Oz, what's up, man? What do you think? Didn't work out the first time. Let's try it again. Hey, buddy. Let's see. Where was that? JJ says, Jericho, talk about James O'Keefe at Project Veritas. I didn't read the article. I was probably going to do that later, but I did read that they want him to step down. It might be some like board of directors thing. That's all I heard. So I don't know. Heidi Booth. Thank you. Hopefully Dr. Jill didn't have a cold sore. It doesn't matter. You say that like it would stop them from making out with each other, and even worse. Nah. Freaks know no bounds. Nelly Mac 91. CIA be like, no, we had nothing to do. Hold on. Come back. Here we go. We had nothing to do with attempting to destroy the Nord Stream pipeline, even though the president himself said the pipeline will be gone one way or another. Wait a minute. Nelly Mac, I've seen you in this comment section multiple times. You should know that this is no place for the truth. Okay? You did not have to come in here with the truth. That was unnecessarily. That was unnecessary. That was unnecessary, but you did it anyway. Yeah, let me find that because I remember, you remember, fucker. I remember him saying that. We're going to bring down the Nord Stream pipeline one way or another. Uh-oh. See, that was another one of those saying the part that we said in the meeting, Mr. President, out loud, damn it. I remember that. Hold on. Nord Stream. How come every time I say Nord Stream, I think of Norbit in the movie? Can't help it. I'm just like keeping it real. So, like, whatever. Keeping it so real right now. Okay, let's see. Hold on.
Reuters, Andrea, you got the first question.
Mr. President, and thank you, Chancellor Schultz. Mr. President, I have wanted to ask you about this Nord Stream project that you've long opposed. You didn't mention it just now by name, nor did Chancellor Schultz. Did you receive assurances from Chancellor Schultz today that Germany will in fact pull the plug on this project if Russia invades Ukraine? And did you discuss what the definition of invasion could be? And then Chancellor Scholz, wenn ich Sie fragen darf,
if I may ask you, Chancellor Scholz.
Does that lady know who she's talking to? That question was way too long for him to remember. But this is from a year ago, okay? 1 year ago.
Let me answer the first question first. If Russia invades, that means tanks or troops crossing the border of,
and they did that,
Ukraine again. Then there will be no longer a Nord Stream 2. We will bring an end to it.
How will you do that exactly? Since the project and control of the project is within Germany's control.
We will. I promise you, we'll be able to do it.
I promise you. So that sounds like I have a way that is fail-proof. It's gonna work. Like if we blow that shit up, there will be no more pipeline. That doesn't make you think, I'm gonna put pressure on somebody, or maybe as somebody who's in charge promised me that they would do that, because you're talking about a pipeline from Russia into Europe. That's a lot. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of pressure from the people of Europe to the leaders of their countries to get that pipe up running and keep it going to warm their homes in the winter. I don't know if you guys know, but it gets a little chilly in some parts of Europe, Germany and shit. So Germany and Europe, that Western Europe, they want that pipeline going. Russia, they want the pipeline going because that's a lot of fucking money, and that's a lot of power, and that's a lot of influence over the Western world. So hell yeah, they want it. But Biden said, I promise you, we'll put an end to it.
We'll be able to do it.
And he has this weird smirk on his face.
Thank you very much for your question. I want to be absolutely clear with.
And he has like this. That's a look on his face. I promise you we'll be able to do it. What does that look like? That looks like the cat that just swallowed the fucking canary. Oh, I promise you we'll do it. What the fuck? So, if it turns out that we did do it, the world's finest Navy did do it, or the CIA or whatever, of course, and the people who actually, if it were blown up and if there were explosives placed there, the people who did it were under orders, I'm sure. But if it turns out that we did do it and the world knows it, then what? What's our punishment? Is Putin going to say, because he'll be able to, if you were to do something like that, if you were to fuck with their money and their power and influence like that, what's he going to want? What's the concession? Because they're going to owe him something. Is it going to be money, or is it going to be, since you did that, and the world will probably side with Russia. I'm sure some countries will, because that's fucked up. You blew up their pipeline, and you fucked up our natural gas and stuff coming here into Europe for us to use. So I imagine some countries will back Europe, if not most of them. So what if Russia? I mean, so what if Russia says, okay, to make amends for this, to pay restitution for this, I want you to stop funding and backing and supplying Ukraine. You completely pull out of there. No more money, no more weapons, no more nothing. You leave it to me, you leave it to Russia versus Ukraine. Do you think our government would do that? Because multiple members of our federal government said we're in it for the long haul. We're in it until it's over. We will support Ukraine indefinitely. So what if that happens and Putin says, no, you stop backing them, you leave them alone and let us fight? Ooh. You think they'll do that? They have to throw away all their Ukraine pins. And they'll stop they'll stop being able to invite Zelensky over for orgies and bathing in Nancy's old titty milk. So then what? Or is it going to be money? We're just going to give Russia a bunch of money because we got a bunch of that worth a lot floating around. Jay Hunter, thank you for the Hamilton. JG, keep killing it from Fabulous Potts, Vegas, PA. Thank you very much, man. I hope Fetterman has to step down and you have a senator with a fully functioning brain. Mr. Kojak, thank you. Didn't the potato clear the way for it after shutting hours down after being installed? I mean, I'm glad you corrected yourself. Thank you for correcting my English, which stinks. Yeah, the whole, what was that called? The Keystone beer. Remember that Keystone? Get you a cold Keystone beer. The Keystone pipeline. Yeah. So after they shut that down, day one, that's not an exaggeration. He stopped the Keystone pipeline day one. So he stopped that, but ensured that Russia's pipeline, this one, was up and running and able to supply natural gas and whatnot to Western Europe, Germany, and all those lovely Western European countries we love and we're allies with and we saved from Hitler. What are they going to do? Saltzilla, the Hunter crack pipeline. I bet Hunter was like, Hunter Biden reminds me of, remember Junior from Smokey and the Bandit? Oh, hey, Daddy. Oh, hey, Daddy, the bandit's going the other way. Oh, hey, Daddy. That's what he reminds me of. Hey, Dad, if that pipeline's not working, is it a crack pipeline, Daddy? Can I put crack in it, smoke it? No, it's not. It's not that kind of pipeline, you fool. Now go get your sister. Tell her it's shower time. That's what she wrote in her journal that she left at the halfway house, not me. Matthew Logan, exactly. Why do we give our enemies our business and allow them to have our land to give to the people that hate us the most? Because it's the federal government. Spunbrain 65, not Keystone Bear, man. I'm talking Keystone Beer. Get you a cold glass of Keystone Beer. I want a cold glass of Keystone Beer and a hot woman. Right? J954, thank you for the Hamilton. You're ghosting us. MF, I don't care who you are back in the world. You give away our position one more time, I'll bleed you. I'll bleed you real quiet. Leave you here. Got that? Yeah, from one of the best action movies ever made. That would be from Predator. That was Mac. He told that to Dylan, Carl Weathers' character, because he was a Mr. CIA. He wasn't used to the bush anymore. He'd been pushing too many pencils. You ghost us again, motherfucker. I don't care who you are back in the world. You give our position away one more time, I'll bleed you real quiet. Leave you here. Got that? Tell him, Mac. Mac was hurt when Jesse the Body got killed. That was his boy. Mac, come here. Billy. I should do just a clip of Arnold calling people's names in movies. What was the kid's name? Jamie, Dana, Billy, Mac. What's wrong, Dylan? CIA has you pushing too many pencils. That was one of the best scenes ever where they lock arms. Boom! That was the shit. So you cooked up the story and threw us in the meat grinder. Bullshit, all of it. Knock, knock. Oh man. Anyway, so yeah, what do we do? What do we do if it comes out that we were the naughty ones who blew up the pipeline and Russia now wants concessions? Says Kremlin. Actually, let me do this. I'll pull it up on my phone so that way if you guys do any supers or anything, I won't miss them. So here we go. Raiders. Kremlin says those behind Nord Stream blast must be punished. Moscow, February 9th, today. The Kremlin said on Thursday the whole world should know the truth about who sabotaged the Nord Stream gas pipelines, and that those responsible should be punished after an investigation. After an investigative journalist said U.S. divers blew up at the behest of the White House. So this American journalist is saying that the White House told somebody to blow that pipeline up. Catherine Brewster. Let's see. A sharp drop in pressure on both pipelines was registered on September 26, and the seismologist detected explosions, triggering a wave of speculation about the sabotage of one of Russia's most important energy corridors. In a blog post, Pulitzer Prize-winning investigative journalist Seymour Hersh cited an unidentified source as saying that the U.S. Navy divers had destroyed the pipelines with explosives on the orders of President Joe Biden. Reuters was unable to corroborate the allegations. The White House dismissed them as, quote, utterly false and complete fiction. Heard that before. Norway's foreign minister said that the allegations were nonsense. So Norway is backing up. Thanks a lot, Norway. Norway got our back. Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov said Hersh's blog post deserved more attention and that he was surprised it had not been covered more fully by Western media. Mr. Peskov, are you saying that the American mainstream mediocres would suppress a story that's damaging to Bidenist pervertists? Hush your lying mouth. The world must find out the truth about who carried out this act of sabotage, Peskov told reporters. This is a very dangerous precedent. If someone did it once, they can do it again anywhere in the world. He called for an open international investigation of this unprecedented attack on international critical infrastructure, adding, it is impossible to leave this without uncovering those responsible and punishing them. Peskov struck a note of caution about treating the blog as a primary source, but said it was, quote, unfair to ignore an article he said was remarkable for the depth of analysis. Russia, without providing evidence, has repeatedly said the West was behind the blast affecting the Nord Stream 1 and 2 pipeline last September, multi-billion-dollar infrastructure projects that carried Russian gas to Germany. President Vladimir Putin, aka the worst dude ever, has accused, quote, Anglo-Saxon powers of blowing up the pipelines, a Kremlin-designed project to circumvent Ukraine in exporting its gas under the Baltic Sea directly to Western Europe. Oh boy. So Russia seems to think we did that shit. So they want an investigation. Yeah, username, Seymour Hersh. Yeah, he's a Nobel Prize winning journalist. Yes, he is. A real Nobel Prize. Not like the ones that they gave to Barack Obama for nothing. Just a man evaluating stuff. Thank you again. They're going to get Greta to give a speech saying, Joe, how dare you blow up that pipeline, polluting the planet with all that gas? How dare you? Oh, angry. You little ugly, angry turd. Get the fuck out of here. You should be in a Swedish junior college somewhere. Shut your mouth. Shut your mouth, Gret de Fergen Gegenbergen. So, interesting to see what comes from this, people. J954, thank you. He says, let off some steam, Bennett. Yeah, man, Bennett, that piece of shit. He was the bad guy in Commando. He's the one who took his daughter, a once cool Alyssa Milano, till she grew up. Let off some steam, Bennett. I'm here, Bennett. Come on, Bennett, kill me. Addie Hisler, are we the baddies? I don't know. We'll see what happens with this international investigation, if it happens. If it happens. Oh, wait, did I say Nobel Prize? Let's do the Pulitzer Prize winner. That's what I mean. I don't know what I said. He's a Pulitzer Prize winning journalist. And that's pretty much what he's saying, that America sent divers down there to plant the bombs and blow that shit up. And it did take place in international waters, so I think that's kind of a murky, gray. Well, it doesn't really belong to anybody, man. It's like the earth, like the planet owns this water, man. It's like belongs to nobody but Mother Earth, man. So I don't know. Aaron M., are we turning into a shithole nation? Well, they certainly want us to. And you would think they wouldn't because they live in this nation. Unless, no matter how shitty it got, it didn't get shitty for them. Huh. I don't know, man. That's some crazy shit. That could be a real international issue. Now, as I've said before, am I afraid of a war with Russia? No. These fools are running out of gas fighting the Ukraine. Their missiles are going off course and shit. I'm not worried about that. Russia's not coming across the planet to fuck with America. We would definitely take the war to them. And really, the world is lucky that we have the beliefs that we have, and we have the rules and regulations and system of checks and balances and our constitution and all that shit. Because if we wanted to, like, who could stop us from taking over the world? Like, like old school style, not like, Genghis Khan type shit. If we wanted to just bully the world and they get their little militaries and start shooting their missiles and shit, and if we wanted to bully the world and take over the world, who could stop us? If we did it old school, 17, 1800s, I come whoop your ass, I take everything. That's how we got some of the states we got from Mexico and shit. We whooped their ass and took it. So if we wanted to go around the world and do that, who could stop us? Amanda Mitchell says China. I think China would have the best chance to stop us, but could they stop us? What country could bring the fight to us? I don't think anybody. Unless it were Canada or Mexico, somebody that's literally connected to us, I don't see that anybody could come over here and fuck with us. I don't know. Andrea Viola, thank you. Didn't the pipeline belong to Germany? Yes, it does. But is Germany going to bite the hand that feeds it? Is Germany going to rise up and, you need to pay, America, or you need to pay for the pipeline, America? Like, are they going to do that? I don't know. So let's see. But I thank you. Hold on, we got some answers up here. The real prime one says Mongolia. We'll take all their beef. Aaron M., we need to worry about China, Russia, and the Saudis uniting. That would be an interesting collection of ne'er-do-wells, but even combined, could they bring the fight to American soil? Or would we have to go and spread ourselves thin across 3 different battlefronts? Or how would they come together? Were we talking like they would just, like the Saudis, pretty much the Saudis and the Chinese would have the money, and then they would just, I don't know, buy a bunch of shit and attack us? Well, I don't see how they could do that. Could they get together? Yeah, but how could they beat us? Does China, Russia, and the Saudis have the military to fuck with us? They got the money. Saudis got all that oil and gold. They got the money, but do they have the hardware? Scott Starboard says China's not beating us. John Paul DeJoria says China could. China could beat us. Now, are we talking mental His wife also thinks China could, but are we talking like some EMP shit and then hit us? Or are we talking just, tank for tank, fighter for, aircraft for aircraft, and ship for ship? Let's get at it. Scott Starboard, that's a good point. He says China can't even feed their troops for a week. Exactly. It's not all about the military. It's or the weapons. It's also about the support system and logistics and getting the shit to them. And can you keep these dudes fed? Our soldiers would be well fed. Yeah, MREs suck and they back you up like a sumbitch, but your stomach will be full. They'll get fed. We'll get the supplies to them. They're not going to starve. Our soldiers aren't going to be like, fuck, do I fight or do I just give myself up so I get taken into their custody and get fed? So, great points. Authentically Kennedy, like what land in the U.S. would they occupy for their equipment? Yeah, where would they sit? Where would they make their base? Where would they make camp? Where would they set up to fight us here in America? You can't do it in Canada. You can't do it in Alaska. You can't do it in Mexico. So I don't know how they would do it. We would see them coming fucking forever away across the ocean. So I don't know. John Paul DeJoria said China was doing exercises in Canada. I saw that. And they got police stations there and shit. But do they have the force to attack us there? And would Canada let them? I know. Justin Castro's a weak, feckless, soft-spoken bitch who loves a good blackface. But would he let them do it? I don't know. Andrea Viola says, at this point, anybody could whoop our ass. I don't know. I think if it came down to like some World War shit, if you had to draft people, I think you would get a lot of former military people, a lot of people with a lot to lose if we lost this war. I think with that surge, that force multiplier, I think we fuck some people up. Because you got dudes, they may have been out of the service for a few years or something, or they just got out. If shit hit the fan and they had to get back in, muscle memory, baby. Those dudes are back to it. People like myself who haven't been in a while and out of shape, that's what boot camp's for. They'll hook you up. And if they had a draft, that would be the best thing for us, and the worst thing for whoever we're fighting is if we had a draft. Because then you're letting in a bunch of people who might be too old, or they might have gotten injured, but they still got some fight in them. Some, yeah, go ahead. You guys try. John Paul DeJour also says, add Iran in there as well. But what's Iran bringing to the table? What are they going to do? They got all kinds of shit messed up. The women over there probably end up cutting their heads off before they fight us. They're trying to get their rights back and shit. J954, thank you again. Number one can beat us, JG, unless we get hit. No one, I guess. Or I thought that was number one for some reason. Should have spelled it out. No one can beat us, JG, unless we get hit with the EMP. That's what I mean. That's what I was talking about with China. Like, they would have to do some shit like that and then try to hit us. But don't we have EMPs? I mean, fuck. Is China the only one with a fucking EMP on this planet? Aaron M says we have hundreds of thousands inside our country already. True. I assume you mean Chinese immigrants or Chinese nationals. True. But are there enough of them to pick up arms and fight against us? And that's who's to say all of them would do it. I think there are some Chinese people who love this country and they would fight for us. But let's say the Chinese, most of those people or all of them are plants. And, they get the activation orders from China, from Xi, and they just pick up guns and turn around and start shooting American citizens where they are. I think they would, they get some bodies, of course, just the element of surprise. But I think once we realized that and started, firing back, they probably take over some parts of town and shit like San Francisco, LA, Chinatown in New York, because that's where the largest concentrations of Chinese people are in this country. I believe I think it's in New York has like the largest population of Chinese people outside of China. So yeah, there's a bunch of them here, but I don't think that's enough to take us down. I don't think if they activated all those people that would be enough to weaken us enough for China to come attack mainland America. I just don't. There's too many fucking people. There's too much land. It's too spread out. And a lot of people live in rural areas. So Swamp Fox 1732, no equipment left, oil reserves drained. Biden is definitely doing his best to fuck with our oil reserves. That is so stupid. But maybe that'll make that dummy start drilling now. Because that's the only way to get those reserves back. That's the reason we shouldn't have fucked with them in the first place. You should be drilling, stupid. Why mess with our reserves? Leave them as reserves. You know, I'm just spitballing. Bam Bam Bigelow, you need at least 10 million occupation troops. China doesn't have that. I think we have more troops than China. I think we're somewhere like around 3 million and they have like 2 million. I was surprised. I looked that up and we had more soldiers than them. I figured, because of their population, automatically they'd have more than us, but they don't. We got more than them. So China would definitely be our biggest threat. But I don't know if that's enough. I just don't know. I don't see anybody coming over here and taking over mainland America. Like you would get some of it, maybe, but there's so much, all the flyover states and shit like that. You got a lot of land to cover. You got a lot of doors to kick in, a lot of fucking searching to do. The Real Prime one says a single country may not beat the U.S., but an alliance of countries could. But what are they going to do? They're going to pool their resources and then come at us. What's their training like? Is it like the American soldiers when they would go over there and try to train the Afghani soldiers who wanted to smoke hash all day, who didn't know basic gun safety, who didn't know left from right, who couldn't fucking read? What's the quality of soldier that they're bringing to us? I would say all American soldiers, Army, Navy, all the armed forces know how to read. And they know left from right and all that kind of shit. And they can't smoke hash or drugs all day. So I think we definitely have better soldiers. And I just mean as far as, a coalition of other countries, but you're talking Iran, which is a fucking poor country. Saudi Arabia. Yeah, they got a hierarchy. Their royal family's fucking rich and educated, but what are their soldiers like? Like, what's the high school graduation rate over there? I just don't think they have enough quality soldiers, a high enough quality of soldier or, armed force member to fuck with us. Aaron M., we never saw COVID coming either. We may not have, but our elected officials did. That's how we would get fucked, is by them. They knew what was going on. The average Joe Schmo, we're not going to know what the fuck's going on in China. That's why we elect these people, and we're supposed to trust these bastards to look out for us. But if they're taking fat manila envelopes full of cash under the table from the Chinese, and hell yeah, we're going to be blindsided by that shit. Assholes. J954, thank you again. Why do you think there's this huge push to disarm us? AR-15 ban, high-cap magazine ban, semi-auto ban. You can't occupy territory without boots on the ground. True, and that's number one. No matter the size of the country, the first thing you got to do is take the weapons. The first thing you got to do is get past the guards. You got to get past the security. You got to get past all that. That's us. That's men. That's people with guns. That's the American people. They would have to get past us, and the only way is to be fucked from the inside. And our federal government, state government, the government period. It's not just federal. It may start there, but our state governments too. They love to bend us over and spit on it. They love to do that shit. So I think that is the only way. I think coupled with fucking deception and betrayal and treason, yes, other countries could take us. But let's just say in a land far, far away, our government was doing their job and had our back, then I don't think there's an outside force that could. Aaron M., good point. He says, I don't think they would win, but it would cripple our country. That's all they want. Yeah, I definitely think after a war, our funds would be depleted. Obviously, our military would be tired and we'd have to recoup and all that shit. And I think in that moment, that's when they would really strike. Wetworks 57, also true. The Japanese emperor said the reason Japan didn't try to occupy mainland America is because there was a rifle behind every blade of grass. So I don't know. Hope we never have to find out. I hope this gets no further than talk in a comment section on a YouTube live stream. I would hope not. Aaron M says we wouldn't be the number one superpower anymore. That's what they want. True, but we could regain our number one status. But I think if we had a good president, good foreign policy to keep these bitches at bay, that's our best shot. Speaking of our best shot, let's talk about one of our best citizens, okay? And don't deny this. You know she's better than you. She's better than you. She's better than me. She's better than all of us. Because she's the first. She's the first everything. East Coast Temple. Do y'all remember Jericho would stream on his lunch break? Time flies by. Yeah. I remember doing videos on my state-mandated meal period. Hell yeah. I'd usually do those when there was a bunch of shit going on. There was stuff I just had to talk about. But Kamala. Let's see. Fuck, I don't want this. Okay, here we go. Kamala 2024 Forbes.com. Hey, Forbes. Forbes magazine. Kamala Harris, if President Biden runs in 2024, I'll be running with him. I'll be running with him. I'll be running next to him. Are you guys ready to hear this? You ready to hear these powerful words from a person that's so much better than you? Like, so much butter. Well, ready or not, here it comes, guys. You ready to hear from the first Indian state senator, the first black vice president? Yes, queen.
Joe Biden supporters said he had a great night, that he was on. He was firing on all cylinders.
No,
The soft launch for the presidential campaign, which leads me to you, because I want to know how you're feeling. Your supporters are saying you personally are taking a lot of incoming. Will she be on the ticket? Will she not be on the ticket? She seems to be in a damned if she does, damned if she doesn't situation. How are you feeling about the job these days that you're doing and people's perception of you on the ticket?
Well, let me first of all say, as the president has said, he intends to run.
Why you do your mouth like that? Why is your mouth like that, Kamala? Fix your mouth. Get a new mouth. I don't like it.
And if he does, I'll be running with him. As it relates to the work of being vice president, listen.
The work. You got to do the work. We're going to do the real work. We'll get started in the second term. We'll do the real work. I will go to the board in the second term to do the real work.
I love the American people.
Kamala, if you don't stop lying, I love the American people. Shut up.
Today, for example, I'm going to be traveling to Atlanta, Georgia, to meet with a bunch of college students about the work we're doing on the climate crisis. We are
awesome, guys. She's going to go to a college in Atlanta and talk about the climate crisis. What's that border? You got fentanyl pouring over you? Oh, shit. My bad. I didn't even see you sneaking up on me. 100,000 dead fucking Americans between the ages of 18 and 45. Not right now. I'm going to Hotlanta, bitch.
We're doing, again, historic work that's about creating jobs, but also investing in a clean energy economy. Tomorrow, I'm going to be in Minnesota. Yesterday, I convened a bunch of foreign policy experts around an upcoming trip.
Wonder how those foreign policy experts felt sitting in a room being lectured by this.
my second trip to Munich, Germany, to
So you've been to Germany twice and haven't been to our border once. Got it.
speak on behalf of the American people at the Munich Security Conference. There's important good work that's
So you are concerned with Munich security. Got it. So she's the border czar of Germany.
happening, and I take the job very seriously, and I'm honored to serve.
Joe Biden's
Wow, if that's her taking the job seriously, then I do not want to be around where she stops taking it seriously. That is taking her job seriously, her performance. You heard her. She's been to Munich twice. Hasn't been to our fucking border. And she's the border czar. But she's been to Munich, Germany. How far away is that? Help me out, Google. How far is it from the United States to Munich, Germany?
The drive from United States Consulate General to Munich
The
is
drive?
1.6 kilometers.
No, I don't want to drive. No. Why does it say that? Oh, it's saying the United States Consulate. No, I don't want to know from the consulate. Jesus. How many miles between the U.S. and Germany? Is that better, Google? There we
The
go.
distance from United States to Germany is 4,882 miles.
Damn. So a little off course. She's just like the Chinese spy balloon. She's just off course. She's 4,882 miles off course. So she's been to Munich, almost 5,000 miles away. Hasn't been to the border. Let's see. How far from Washington, D.C. to the U.S.-Mexico border?
Here is information from Travel Math.
2,406 miles. So if my public school math serves me right, it's a shorter distance from D.C. to the U.S.-Mexico border versus D.C. to Munich, Germany. But you heard her. She's proud to serve. This is you serving? This is you serving? Then what's you not serving? Wow. None the miser. Truer words have never been spoken. Have never been spoken. She said that, and she did say this, and she's right. Ukraine is a country in Europe. Bam, take that, motherfucker. Take that. Game Hinge Patriot. JG's old jokes are gold, like Kamala getting vertical or the old Pelosi real voice when her skin is off. Yeah, Kamala, the Ugandan nightmare, the politician who went horizontal so her career could go vertical. She's a politician who laid down, took it from Slick Willie so she can move up in the world. And Nancy Pelosi, when she gets home and takes her skin off with Paul and the drink he won't put down, this is my real voice. I am the real Pelosi. Now give me some vodka. You know that's coming. Kamala, girl, you are the best. You are the best. And we'll end with this, guys. Something's going to blow your ass. I mean, your mind. Let's see. Here we go. Bam. Bam. Move this motherfucker up right here. Where is it? Where is it? There it is. There you go. So it says, masks make little or no difference on COVID-19 flu rates, new study. The Cochrane Library's review of masking trials should sound the death knell for mask mandates everywhere. Should. It should be the death knell for this bullshit, but will it? You saw Bernie, he was wearing his mask at the State of the Bullshit address. So let's see. Cochrane's Cock Library, sweet and sour sniffles. Masks. Masks. Where'd it go? Chicago Sun-Times. New research shows CDC exaggerated the evidence for masks to fight sweet and sour sniffles. So what is that? This story was posted on the 7th, 2 days ago, February 7th, 2023. Masks make little to no difference on COVID-19 flu rates. New study. But what were we saying at the beginning? These masks don't mean shit. You can still smell scents through them. I've seen people in stores smelling flowers through them. Sometimes there's a little opening on the side where air can clearly get in. Sometimes, or especially if you don't have a clean shaven face, there's going to be air getting in there. People weren't wearing them right. They're wearing down under their nose. They're wearing them up on their chin. They're wearing off to the side of their face. Some of them weren't even the N95s or whatever the fuck they were supposed to be. Some of them were homemade. Man, but now, 2023, 3 years later, hey, maybe these didn't work as good as we thought they did. No shit. How much did you pay for this study? I would have done that. I would have conducted this study for you for a free lunch and a full tank of gas. Idiots. Fucking stupid. How dumb are they? Hey guys, we have a new official study paid for probably with your tax dollars. Hey, you were right. No shit. I swear, guys, I know they got the suits. They went to Harvard and Yale and all these other academic strongholds. These ivory tower and Ivy League education. They went here and this law school and there. Oh, I know these people. I know. But they're fucking dumb. They're dumb and they're evil. We are better than them. We are better than those people. Don't be confused with all their fancy shit and their words and their cars and their freezers, their Sub-Zero freezers full of expensive ice cream and shit. We are way better than them. Those people suck ass. Let's see. Kamala. Let's get one more gem from Kamala before we get out of here. This is some of the silliest shit I've ever heard come out of that woman's holster. I mean, hold on, guys. I think I found it. But I'm just like, what the fuck, woman? Hold on. Here we go. I'm sorry.
May 30th, 2020. Bob and Doug returned to the Kennedy Space Center. They suited up.
They suited up. That's what she did. They suited up. In case you don't know what suiting up looks like, they suited up.
They waved to their families, and they rode an elevator up nearly 20 stories.
20 stories. She reminds me she should be doing this, holding a book open like this. She should be holding a book open like this. And then they went up 20 stories. I know. They suited up and they went in the elevator. You know, you'd be in the library and she's holding a book like this, looking at the pictures, and they always lick their fingers like this. And then they came back and they suited up. Like, that's what she should be doing. We better be getting juice boxes and snacks after this, Kamala.
20 stories. They strapped in to their seats.
They strapped into their seats, kids. Are you ready to go on an adventure?
and waited as the tanks beneath them filled with tens of thousands of gallons of fuel.
Tens of thousands of gallons of magical fuel.
And then they launched.
They launched. They launched.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then they launched. What the fuck was that? That, people, was the first black female. That's what that was. Holy shit. They strapped in and then filled up with thousands of gallons of magical pony dust. And then, yeah, they launched. What the fuck? That's it. I'm done. What else am I going to do? How do I follow that? Huh? How do I follow that derangement? And then they went up. What the fuck? I'm done, guys. I'm spent. Like Austin Powers. And I'm spent. Thank you, guys. Appreciate you being here. I appreciate you suffering through her and him, because we heard it from them both. Thank you for being here with me. It's so much easier when I have to watch this kind of stuff with you guys, because then I can you can be my sounding board. You know, I know I'm not alone. Because when I watch this shit by myself, I'm like, oh wow. But you guys here, you understand. Minxie Mink 68. WTF was that noise? She didn't say they launched. She made a sound. She goes, and then they launched. Yeah. What the fuck? Guys, just imagine if we were fortunate enough to be in another country watching this. Wouldn't that be so much better if we didn't have to live through it and she wasn't ours? Ugh, I wish I could be in another country watching this happen. But we're not. We're here. We're living it. Thank you, guys. Appreciate you being here. Tomorrow, who knows? Who knows what the fuck they're going to say and do between now and mañana. But no matter what, we'll be right here to talk about it. That's right, the Ferg. 8 billion sons of bitches on this earth. You chose me. Thank you. Thank you. Authentically Kennedy, we don't claim her. I know, but she lives in, what I mean is she lives inside of our borders. She's a resident of our country. Ugh, that tasted gross to say that. Amanda Mitchell, I thank you. She says, you killed it today. Thank you. We killed it. You guys are a big part of this. I really appreciate it. You guys are my co-host. Thank you for being here. Appreciate that shit. Appreciate that shit. And remember, guys, I feel your pain. The next time some idiot comes up to you and says something stupid, or you're out in public, you should be wearing a mask. You don't believe it? You're a climate denier? That kind of shit? Now, I'm not saying do it. I'm just saying picture that in your mind, okay? Picture that in your mind and do it in your head, not in real life, okay? James Bateman, you're right. It was fun. I thank you very much. You were great. I was great. We were great. But you know how it goes. I try to be done with the left, but they just won't let me. Please subscribe. Hit that notification bell, because every time it rings, a piece of shit lefty cries. Utilize the Linktree link. Get your ass over to JerichoGreen.net and mygreengear.com. I am Jericho Green. Man, I'm out.